The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County over the last 24 hours is 3,348, with 102 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 33 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's Wednesday, February 16th. LA County is now in a post-surge period as daily hospitalizations remained below 2,500 for 7 consecutive days. A modified LA County health officer order recommends, but no longer requires, outdoor masking at mega events, child care sites, and TK through 12 schools. Public Health is also launching additional post-surge strategies for COVID-19 case investigations, including a new text messaging option that provides information to those who tested positive for the virus and allows them to complete their case interviews online. Public Health will continue to maintain a call center for residents who test positive and opt to receive information and support in that way. People can call 833-540-0473 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Residents will also receive additional information at testing sites about what to do if they test positive. Public health officials remind everyone to layer in appropriate safety precautions, especially for those who are unvaccinated and those with underlying health conditions. These changes come as the state drops its indoor masking mandate for most vaccinated individuals. LA County will not follow the state regarding this change and urge Angelenos to continue masking up when indoors, reminding us that despite the overall downward trend in metrics, we surpassed a total of 30,000 COVID-19 related deaths today. Canada is easing its COVID-19 testing regulations for travelers. Starting February 28th, they will have the option to take either a COVID-19 rapid antigen test or a PCR test. The antigen tests are cheaper than a molecular test and provide test results within minutes. Rapid tests may be taken the day before arriving in the country, and PCR tests can be taken 72 hours before a scheduled flight or arrival at the border. The Canadian government will no longer recommend that Canadians avoid non-essential travel. Officials say despite loosening the rules, the fight against the virus is not over. Canada will return to a randomized testing surveillance program that was in place before the Omicron variant surge. Moving forward, fully vaccinated travelers who are selected under the randomized testing system will no longer be required to quarantine while awaiting test results. Countless football fans helped cheer on the LA Rams at a championship parade and rally today in LA. The nearly hour-long parade ended outside the Coliseum, where the Rams played from 2016 to 2019 while SoFi Stadium was being built. That is also where the team's home was when the Rams first arrived in LA in 1946. The Coliseum was home to the first ever Super Bowl back in 1967. This is where the parade ended today, with the star players and coaches hyping up fans with enthusiastic speeches. Quarterback Matthew Stafford told the fans, quote, "We're here today to celebrate you guys for cheering for us all this time and for us for making it happen when we needed to make it happen." This was the Rams' second Super Bowl victory, the first as an LA-based team. Some COVID-19 measures were in place at the event, and attendees were required to show either proof of full vaccination, a negative antigen test taken within the past 24 hours, or a negative PCR test taken within the past 48 hours. After 2 long years, American workplaces will finally start looking like they did before the pandemic. Tyson Foods will end its mask requirements for vaccinated employees at some facilities. Walmart and Amazon, the nation's #1 and 2 largest private employers, will drop their mask mandates for fully vaccinated workers in stores or warehouses unless still required under local or state laws. and tech companies such as Facebook and Microsoft will set mandatory dates for those who have been working remotely during the pandemic to return to the office. Amazon officials say the sharp decline in COVID-19 cases over the past few weeks, along with increasing vaccination rates across the country, allow them to return to the path of normal operations. Microsoft announced its plans to open its West Coast buildings on February 28th with a hybrid mix of working in the office and at home. And Facebook's parent company Meta Platforms, which had planned to bring employees back to the office on January 31st, will now require them to return with proof of a booster shot on March 28th. Many office workers will still be required to wear masks in the office and get tested regularly. Well, Disneyland is lifting its mask mandate in most indoor areas. The new mask policy takes effect this Thursday. Vaccinated guests planning to visit Disneyland and Disney California Adventure will no longer be required to wear masks in such settings. But those who are not vaccinated against COVID-19 will still be required to wear masks indoors at the theme parks. All guests must continue to wear a mask while riding on Disney shuttles and in certain health settings, such as first aid areas, regardless of vaccination status. Coachella and Stagecoach organizers say there will be no COVID-19 vaccination, testing, or masking requirements this year. Both festivals' websites posted the update saying they are following current local guidelines. They acknowledge that public health conditions may change at any time and can refuse admission to anyone not complying with any laws, mandates, or health orders that are in place at the time of the festival. The festivals were canceled in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic. Coachella is set to take place on April 15th through the 17th with Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, and Kanye West headlining. Stagecoach will run from April 29th through May 1st with performances by Carrie Underwood, Luke Combs, and Thomas Rhett. A hailstorm created a winter wonderland in Pasadena. It's hard to believe the Rose Bowl got covered in white just days after the Southland experienced a record-breaking heat wave. The National Weather Service says the drastically changing conditions are due to a cold, low-pressure system that moved into the region from Northern California. Scattered showers were seen yesterday evening, including right here in Torrance. All LA County beaches closed temporarily due to lightning brought by the winter storm. Lifeguards had to tell beachgoers to seek shelter immediately. Gusty winds continued in many areas throughout the night. Light snow was reported along the Grapevine yesterday, dramatically slowing traffic in the northern parts of LA County. And besides Pasadena, Antelope Valley and the higher elevations of the high desert along the Angeles National Forest saw hail, ice, and rain yesterday afternoon. Thankfully, forecasters predict warmer and drier conditions for the rest of the week. If you like local craft beer and Thai food, you may be interested in a special one-day event taking place on Sunday. Dream, also known as the Noodle Man on Amazon Prime, will be bringing his Thai food pop-up called Pranam to Torrance on Sunday. He's on a West Coast tour and collaborating with local breweries like Smog City, located at 1901 Del Amo Boulevard. He'll be making popular Thai dishes in real street food style from noon until he sells out. Smog City co-founder Lori Porter says she is thrilled to showcase his exceptional food at the brewery. Torrance City Council members met last night to conduct city business. They authorized change and purchase orders for bus parts within the transit department. Council terminated an existing agreement and approved a new contract services agreement for processing of the city's recyclable materials. The city leaders awarded a contract services agreement to provide artificial turf replacement at the LA Galaxy Sports Complex, and they voted to adopt a resolution to submit for voter consideration a half-cent sales tax ballot measure on the June 7th election. The Torrance Public Safety and Essential Services Measure proposal, if passed by voters, would institute the local half-cent transaction and use sales tax to be spent exclusively for services benefiting Torrance residents. Council adjourned the meeting in memory of Jeffrey Scott Taylor, a former employee at the Torrance Airport who served the city for a total of 40 years. You can watch complete replays of the meeting on our website, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, right here on Citi Cable. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. We are in the middle of National Random Acts of Kindness Week. Tomorrow is the main Random Acts of Kindness Day. This movement began more than 20 years ago by a nonprofit called Random Acts of Kindness. It encourages people to do just that, practice simple acts of kindness, such as smiling at someone, letting someone into your lane while driving, or writing a note to a colleague at work for doing a good job. Tens of thousands of people are expected to participate, and those who need ideas can find them at randomactsofkindness.org. Tomorrow we'll show you how some community members here in Torrance are celebrating Random Acts of Kindness Day. What a timely reminder to show kindness to those around us today and every day. Now, if you have a great story, an upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.